Imagine waking up tomorrow, walking out to your living room with your morning coffee and glancing over at your wealth corner. You put a snake plant there 6 months ago because a Feng Shui master told you it would activate the sector and bring in prosperity, but instead of a vibrant, upright beacon of abundance, you find leaves that are yellow, limp, and completely lifeless. You positioned it perfectly for spiritual energy, you visualized the money flowing in. So, why is it failing? Because while you were focused on the energy map of your home, you unknowingly planted a thief right next to it, and in this case, the thief wasn't a weed, it was the darkness itself. Today, we are fixing the war between ancient wisdom and modern botany. We're going to look at the 3 most popular Feng Shui placements, and I'm going to show you exactly how to keep the good luck flowing without turning your plant into a biological tragedy. Welcome back to the spiritual garden. Here is the brutal truth we need to face today. Feng Shui principles and plant science are often fighting an underground war in your living room. The ancient texts tell us to place these sharp, upward-growing plants in specific zones to activate the wood element. But biology tells us this plant needs to eat light to survive. And let's be honest, the wealth corner of most modern apartments is usually the darkest, gloomiest spot in the room. We're going to walk through the big 3 placements: the bedroom, the wealth corner, and the entryway. I'm going to show you why your snake plant probably hates being there right now, and the specific strategic hack to make it work. Trust me, you don't want to miss the bedroom section because there is a biological secret about snake plant benefits that completely breaks the traditional Feng Shui rules. Let's start with the most controversial room in the house, the bedroom. If you ask a strict traditional Feng Shui consultant, they might actually scream at you for putting a snake plant here. They call it a silent assassin of sleep. Why? Because of the geometry. Those sharp sword-like leaves create what's called sha qi, or cutting energy. Imagine sleeping with a dozen tiny swords pointed at your head all night. Energetically, it creates tension, arguments, and restless sleep. So, the spiritual rule is simple: kick it out. But there is a catch. Biologically, the snake plant is a freak of nature. It uses a process called photosynthesis, crassylation acid metabolism. That is a fancy way of saying this plant works the night shift. While your fiddle leaf fig and your pothos are breathing out carbon dioxide while you sleep, the snake plant waits until the sun goes down to open its pores. It absorbs CO2 and releases pure filtered oxygen all night long. It is literally a natural oxygen machine designed to help you sleep deeper and wake up more refreshed. So, we have a major conflict. The spirit says get that danger out of here. But the science says, this is the best sleep aid you can grow. Who wins? You can have both, but you need to respect the geometry. Here is the golden rule for the bedroom. Distance neutralizes the dagger. Do not put this on your nightstand. That is too close energetically and visually. You want to place this plant at least 6 to 8 feet away from the bed, ideally near a window. By moving it back, you turn that cutting energy into protective energy. It becomes a guard dog at the door rather than a wolf in your bed. And scientifically, you still get all those snake plant benefits, the oxygen and the toxin filtering, circulating in the room. But if you think the bedroom is tricky, wait until we look at where you keep your money. Now, let's talk about the southeast corner, the sector of wealth and abundance. In Feng Shui, this area is governed by the wood element. Since the snake plant is basically a living sculpture of upward wood energy, it seems like the perfect match. You plop it in the corner, you visualize your bank account growing, and you walk away. But 6 months later, look at the plant. The beautiful yellow stripes, the variegation that looks like gold. It's fading, the leaves are stretching out, looking thin and weak. Why is your wealth symbol shrinking? Because you are starving it. We tend to think of snake plants as low-light plants. That is the biggest marketing lie in the garden center. They are low-light tolerant. Think of it this way. You can survive on just crackers and water for a month. You'll be alive, but you won't be thriving. You'll be in survival mode. When you put a snake plant in a dark corner, it goes into metabolic stasis. It stops growing. It stops producing new pups. It eats its own chlorophyll just to stay alive. And if your symbol of wealth is in starvation mode, what kind of energy is that broadcasting to your finances? So, snake plant light is actually crucial for the energy of the room. How do we fix the wealth corner without moving the plant? You have to become a light chef. You have 2 options here. Option 1, add a simple grow bulb to a floor lamp and direct it at the corner. Even just 4 hours a day of artificial sun changes the game. It tells the plant, We are thriving, not just surviving. Option 2 is what I call the shift. If you don't want lamps, you need 2 snake plants. One lives in the bright window getting fat and happy on sunshine. One lives in the wealth corner. Every 2 weeks you swap them. You are essentially giving the corner plant a vacation to recharge its batteries. This keeps the energy in the corner fresh and vibrant, rather than stagnant and dying. But wait, didn't I just tell you that snake plants were tough? Well, there is one place in your house that will kill them faster than darkness. The foyer, the entryway. Feng Shui masters love the snake plant here. They call it the dragon's tooth. Placing it near the entrance protects the home from bad vibes entering from the outside. It filters the energy, just like it filters the air. It sounds great. I love the idea of a botanical bodyguard, but there is a silent assassin here that isn't spiritual. It's thermal. Snake plants are tropical. They are native to West Africa. They love heat. They tolerate drought, but they have zero tolerance for the cold draft that blasts in every time you open your front door in winter. If you place this plant right next to the doorframe in a cold climate, you are shocking the cell walls every single day. Eventually, the leaves will turn to mush. They literally collapse because the water inside the cells expands and ruptures the plant tissue. A mushy, rotting plant at your front door? That is terrible feng shui. It signals decay the moment you walk in. So, what is the fix? You need to act like a strategic general. Don't put the sentry right on the firing line. Move the plant back. Place it on a console table, or a stand that is at least 3 to 4 feet away from the direct draft of the door. It still serves as that visual anchor and energetic filter, but it stays out of the blast zone of winter air. It's about being smart with your defense. We've covered the locations, but there is one final piece of the puzzle. This is the secret to making this plant invincible. It's about understanding what bright indirect light actually means. People think it means the sun hits the plant. No, that's direct sun. Snake plants can handle that, but they prefer the Goldilocks zone. I want you to use the shadow test. Hold your hand up between the window and the spot where you want to put the plant. If the shadow is sharp and crisp, that is high light. If the shadow is soft and fuzzy, that is bright indirect light. If you can barely see a shadow at all, that is low light. If your wealth corner fails the shadow test, be the light chef. If your bedroom spot fails, move it closer to the window. So, can you have good feng shui and a healthy plant? Absolutely. But you have to stop thinking of them as magic wands and start treating them as living partners. You built an ecosystem, not just a decorated room. If you respect the biology, the plant will reward you with that vibrant, upright, protective energy you were looking for in the first place. If you found this helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more garden guide. Don't let your wealth wither in the dark. Go check your corners. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.